Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Concealing Historica Imperialis. I'm Decory Umhar, along with Corey Chamblin, Notice, and Chef Taconis. Our Imperium Maledictum roleplay miniseries. As always, if you like what we do, like, comment, subscribe. You can support us on patreon.com/Concilium Historica Imperialis. And, by supporting us for only $5 a month, can keep the lights on for us, keep us going. We greatly appreciate it if you do. And, we've got some bonus content, such as the session zero for this little mini series we're doing, in addition to other content, early access, and a chance to vote on it in our upcoming Lorecast episodes. So check it out. Thank you once again. And with that out of the way, I'm going to be turning it over to Chandler. Chandler?
This is episode 3 of the Yaga Mythos on Lucid Dreams. So instead of asking somebody for a summary of a game that I expect only EMHAR remembers much of, we went to Orpheus to look into an uptick in enforcer medical issues, fevers, and comas, and to get a stronghold for our patron on Stalker Kel. We spoke with Jack's contact, one scribe Immortus, and found out that Jack's sister has been missing for months at this point due to warp travel differences. You went to the almshouse, a parlor a la the bar in Deadwood, and found that Claudette, Jack's sister, had left. Reed did not show up for work. After failing at being a joy girl, a corpse finder, and a kitchen worker, Jack met a bartender. The group met a bartender named Bot, who Jack paid very well for information. And the specific information is that Claudette stayed at a hab block, which has not been investigated. You're waiting on a Rattling and Ogren, a pair of lieutenants, to show up and hopefully figure out the situation for a stronghold. What is everybody currently doing while you wait for the lieutenants to show up from their current errands? Worm, what are you up to?
Regaling people of past battles.
All right. What particular past battle are you regaling currently?
Time I dealt with a villainous purveyor of goods who were poor quality.
Fair.
The fight was quite impressive. The that's the fight, not so much.
All right. All right. Let's hear a. I guess we'll call this presence. Yeah, you're trying to. Actually, you know what? This would be rapport. 100% rapport. Rapport, fellowship. You're regaling a story. You're trying to impress some people.
It failed.
All right. How much of a fail? Remember, you can't have 0 success levels.
Let's see, 2.
Okay. They're just they're here to drink and be merry, not listen to some old jacked dude tell stories. Azrael, what are you up to?
Azazel.
Azazel, not Azrael. It's gonna happen 50,000 times. Yeah, it's the spice. Azazel.
Azazel.
Azazel. What are you up to?
Yeah, I should put like a little spice bottle next to the name.
It's because it's in red and it reminds you of Batman.
Yeah.
And it's
I'm
like
standing
Azrael.
with the second A uppercase.
Oh yeah, like an accent.
Yeah, making an accent.
Regardless, Azazel, what are you up to?
Let's see here. I think because I'm a priest,
Okay.
and because I want to be a good priest.
You're gonna proselytize?
No.
You're gonna burn it down to the ground?
No,
All right.
not that kind of priest yet. I'm more like I wear my iconography pretty open, so like anybody wants to approach me, they can. I don't face anybody.
Nobody in this
of
house
here.
wants anywhere near you, really.
I mean, if that's the case, I take some alcohol and I keep to myself.
Like,
If anybody wants to like seek, a confession or anything, I'm there for them. But like,
no, I mean, there's probably a joy girl and or boy that is trying to see if you're into the weird like clergyman thing. But once you make it clear that you're not into that,
yeah, that's no, they're barking up the wrong tree.
yeah, they leave you alone because they need to make money.
And I respect that. And of course, I remind them that their eternal soul is only one going away.
They proceed to not answer that statement and move on to their client. And you're not doing anything, so I can't ask for a roll. Jack, what are you doing for one?
I would be looking into the sickness
or if there's somebody here in the house that needs to be treated.
Let's see here. Well, I mean, Bot has been talking to you largely because you gave them 200. Let's see here. I made up a name. No, I made up a name for this subsector's currency. They are called CARES, CAERS, CARES. They're based off of the subsector for the whatever as Azazel named their subsector. Not that he owns it. The player gave details because I can't pronounce that. So they're called CARES. So since you gave her 200 CARES, which sounds more like a Facebook thing now that I think about it.
Oh, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thanks so much.
They are at least humoring you with what information that they can. As for the sickness, she's not aware. Like she's aware that it's going around, but like there's not. Like if you want actual medical information, you'd probably have to go to the PDF headquarters because she's pretty certain that's where the only like actual trained people are. Otherwise, it's like
So nobody in the like Joy House is actually like,
oh god, well no, they would immediately put them out if they had the plague. Like there's no reason they would keep them here. Now, as for like medical issues, it is a house of ill repute. Yeah, there are plenty of transmissible diseases that are issues
sure,
here.
why not? Let's see if I can treat some of the transmissible.
Well, I think that they're gonna require.
They need your license.
So yeah, well, no. So like, there's more of the stipulation of like they have people for that, but they'd also need to get the permission of like the lieutenants before they let you inspect. I guess I don't like saying merchandise, but it is workers, employees. We'll go with that one. That's better. There's not a 401k, but at least you're warm. It's true. You're on an ice planet that will kill you by freezing. But why don't you make a I think this is technically also a rapport because you're trying to convince Bot to like do something, but take a +10 for the previous interactions that you've had with her.
Okay, so +10. It's gonna be a. Okay. I rolled a 14,
All right.
38,
So that would be 2 success levels.
2 successes.
For what it's worth, you can pick and you're what's the oh yeah, Baguettian.
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti. Yeah.
I can just
You're Baguettian. They're known to be like charming people, just naturally. You can tell that one, it wasn't that you gave her 200 cares. She does find you charming. You can tell that she finds you charming. Because you also have mesmerizing blue eyes, and you're a doctor, so that's a actual job. So the usual riffraff that she has to deal with, she's not slavering over you, but you can tell that she's like attracted to you. Just a reminder, the bartender's name is Bot. People on this planet do not give their like formal church names or church given names because they find it as a cultural taboo kind of thing. They have tight curled green hair, hopeful eyes. They look to be in their mid-20s, loosely, somewhere in that range. But with a role that well, you can tell that she will mention it to lieutenants when they get here. But also, you can ask another question. I feel like that's fair because it's 2 degrees of success. There's no reason to waste it. So like she mentioned about the sickness, as far as she's aware, any official information, it would be at the PDF headquarters because that's where like trained people are. And she doesn't know a lot about that, but if you're doing this kind of work, you got to know about where the cops are and what they're doing
Okay.
because she knows that the PDF have been busy with a lot of other stuff going on.
Wait,
What?
this work is outlawed this planet?
Yeah, they're part of the infractionist faction. That is technically against the law.
All right.
But there's no Arbites here, so it's just PDF troopers, which means you can bribe them. And they'll probably partake anyways. There are Arbites on this planet, but they sure as the warp are not on in this city. The Queen of Bones has made sure of that.
they respect the hustle.
So yeah, if you have another question or like a general cultural kind of question or
Another question. Let's see.
This can be a group if somebody has an idea for anything they may want to know, just as a meta
So again, what is the purview?
cultural questions, I guess. Current situation, I don't know, something a bartender might know. She's just talking to Jack, and she seems to be having a deeper kind of conversation with him.
I'm personally rather curious of how much stability is in place. What with this weird unknown play going on? Like, is the authority of the Queen of Bones secured at this time, or like, is there going to be an influx of power struggle or something like that because of the possible instability?
I mean, the Queen of Bones essentially controls this city in the sense of like she's the kingpin. Bot is very careful about um, explaining this, but I'm just giving you an answer. The Queen of Bones is careful about keeping control in an undertone sense because if the Arbites get wind of it, then it's going to be a problem. Like she makes sure there's not too much or too little ties. She makes sure that her people are paid. She makes sure that the general populace is cared for and that the PDF is paid off and that it's not a problem. The plague, as far as Bot is willing to say at this point, has only just started affecting, we'll call it trade, because it's just started hitting workers at the almshouse or in the Rattlers, which is the name of the I don't want to say official, it's just the name of the gang called the Rattlers. Not like snakes, but rattling bones. So is her rule under threat? The queen did not get into the position that she's in by being under a lot of threat that she didn't take care of quickly as far as Bot's concerned. But if it's going to start affecting her bottom line, then the queen's going to start seeking somebody to handle the situation. But yeah, we'll skip the rest of the waiting because like it is a bit of time before the lieutenants show up. Anyways, eventually, an Ogren and Ratling both walk into the bar. And I think that they first notice that you notice that they're coming in because it's an Ogren squeezing in through the door. Because you can hear the doormen who, as I currently realize, are Jay and Silent Bob based on the way that I described them without making them that way, but that's what they are. You hear them, and then you see an Ogren squeezing through, a female Ogren, which is a rare sight for anybody's eyes. This Ogren, who Mortis did mention to you, is named the Unnamed, is walking in, and the Ratling, who Mortis also mentioned, is named Fatal. At least I believe Mortis mentioned it, is behind them, and Bot quickly leaves from behind the bar to go talk to them. And you can see them talking. Um, if you're looking at her, if you care enough to look at the situation, she is handing a cut of the money that Jack and party had paid, roughly the lion's share, to Fatal, who you hear is exclaim in surprise, "Throne, did he bend you over the bar for that much?" I thought about it, but no. As she's handing over the lion's share, well, if it's a matter of thrones, you're too short for this ride. And she turns back to the bar. I can get a stool! But Fatal is a male Rattling. Fatal, who, let me pull up there. Look, there's Fatal. Where are you? There it is. They look to be close to 5 decades, which is, as far as I'm aware, pretty old for a Rattling. You can see that they are a very calculating person very quickly. They have short blonde hair and their face has old pox marks, which is not uncommon in the Imperium, given that I keep rolling up for random miscellaneous details. He clocks you three. The Unnamed is kind of just, entertaining themselves. They're an Ogren, so they're very quickly distracted, especially by loud noises and smells and things. The Unnamed, because they couldn't think of a name, but don't tell them that, looks to be roughly the same age as Fatal. They have wild eyes. They also have blonde hair, but it's just a mess. It's probably one of those things where it's like there's a large clip setting on a buzzer, and they just do that and leave it that way. It doesn't get like ratty. And they have very well defined muscle. Even for an Ogren, they are well defined in terms of muscle. Apparently, the Unnamed it does all the heavy lifting and likes lifting.
What's a woman?
Oh, you like them big, huh?
Oh, yes.
Are you going to be all right, my friend?
I can keep it professional.
See that you do.
Maybe I can talk to her
Fatal is counting the money that bot gave them. Like I said, give it roughly 60% of it. If you can, if you have the eyes for it, you could tell, but he's counting it out. Stuffs it aside. Looks at you three. Motions up to unnamed to like bend down because he can't stand taller. They lean down. He says something. Unnamed moves to the bar. Bot excuses themselves. Unnamed takes over. Bot kind of goes off to do something. Fatal walks forward to you three, motions to you three, and points to the back. So, you get into a back room. It looks like I'd say it's an office, but it's not. It's like a small storage room. Not small in the sense that it's cramped. It's just smaller than like a main storage area. He gets behind a desk. It is not mahogany, but he gets behind a desk, puts his hands on his head.
Real shame.
You can
Well-
tell that he's not a man of quality.
All right. What the friend do you three want?
I suppose I should do the one that is that. Well, we are here on a mission from our Lord Commissar Abel to do two things. First, we are sent here to investigate the medical issues that is ongoing on this planet and in this particular region. And as a secondary, we are tasked with finding some sort of stronghold of permanency for the ongoing war effort.
That it? That's why you gave bot 200
No,
cares?
I am also looking for my sister.
And who was your sister and what is she to you?
Claudette. She may go by a different name. She looks a lot like me. Sharp teeth, give a big smile.
Cat. Why?
I am her brother.
That doesn't mean
Sure, my
anything.
sister's fine.
That doesn't mean anything.
It's not important here.
This is the Imperium.
It is true.
When I find out my sister's been missing for months, yes.
She has that. Look, I mean, Mortis pawned her off on us for whatever was going on, and the Queen felt like keeping her around because she wanted to keep Mortis happy. And we tried the Joy Girl thing, and that didn't work out. And then we tried the Rattler thing, and that didn't work out because she nearly froze herself to death. And then we tried the kitchen worker thing because what else was she going to do? She wasn't going to be allowed to do nothing. How else was she going to earn money for passage? And then one day she just didn't show up. Frankly, I was more surprised that the Queen cared that much, but I think she's trying to keep this particular Mortis thing running, but it's not my business.
Do you have anything substantial in regards of leads for this cat?
I mean, she lived where every other worker lived, the Hab blocks.
You wish had.
I mean, he gives a loose denotion of Hab. But let's see here. Tab 10. I mean, it's right. It's close to here. Otherwise, why would we bother with it?
We can take a look into that.
Well, you know, we don't have to let you for what it's worth. Technically, it's under our control.
Of course,
You come in here and ask for, say you're here for a lot of things, and then want us to just tell you a bunch of stuff.
It'll be nice.
Of course, it would be nice, but the Imperium's not a nice place, unfortunately, especially Orpheus in the middle of nowhere.
I understand.
Fair.
And consider the money that we have already invested into your bartender and by extension, the Rattlers is a mere down payment and an ongoing installment.
Money gets you words. Money doesn't get you what you want.
Well, how about something we can do for you? Your problem ain't solved.
He considers. You know, technically there is something that could get solved, and it might also help you get a stronghold too. Or, well, at least floor of a room. I don't know, I can't give you a fortress.
We understand, given what is on Orpheus, of what is optional. I say stronghold as merely an example. It doesn't have to be quite literally a fortification on a hill.
Well, I don't know what a commissar is looking for. Although you can tell that they did serve in the military. You know, yeah, you can tell that they're retired. which is rare for a guardsman. They're with an auxiliary detachment. Actually, you know what? You've been around Able long enough to probably pick up a very loose amount of information. So anybody can make a lore. This would be Adeptus Militarum or Astra Militarum.
While I do not have that, I do actually have a couple advancements in lore that gives me a 50% chance.
Yeah,
So
this would probably be. This is probably from a while ago, so I'll say a -10. Anybody can roll. I don't mind.
real quick,
Failure's not.
do we have a refresher on our fate points or are they still
Fate points are per session.
Okay, so let me update that real quick because I did not. And then here I go with the roll. I got a 37 out of 40, which technically means I succeed, but with no successes.
37 out of 40 is one
Is it one?
success level.
Then it's one success level.
Yeah. Fatal served an auxiliary battalion during, I believe I wrote that it was the Tyrannic incursions. When they got out is anybody's guess, but you can they have like a remaining patch from it. They've been around. Um,
Hmm.
you remember that the unnamed also had a similar patch, so they probably served in alongside an auxiliary battalion associated with the same regiment. Um, I mean, everybody in this area of space probably sent somebody to the incursions.
I see. I think this is when I'm going to be turning on my rapport. Um, just all charm. Got a bit of a half smile going. He says, "Hmm, under the circumstances, I think we all know full well exactly what it is that Commissar with regards for billeting and other assortment would need in terms of housing. Hmm. By the way, I thank you for your service. It's very rare to see survivors of the tyrannic incursions. My thoughts and prayers go to you and yours."
Whatever rapport roll you want to make, take a -20.
Yeah, can't always win.
Well, you
Make,
can't charm a charmer, and he doesn't necessarily like his veteran stuff getting brought up. You didn't know that, which is fair.
that's a no, and I got double numbers.
Ooh, okay. Uh, I give Grox Patty
I
about
think I'm actually just gonna go ahead and just
spin fate.
spin a feint.
Reasonable. That's
Anything to,
reasonable.
anything to avoid the. I don't care if I fail, but I do not want what's
Yeah, reasonable.
okay. Not bad. I still failed,
Okay.
but
Yeah. He looks at you of like, well, you do get something out of this in the sense of you can't charm a charmer, and this person looks like he is a face for being. He is the face lieutenant, named as the muscle lieutenant, and you can't charm a charmer. And this veteran does not want to hear thoughts and prayers, especially from a priest, because he probably dealt with a lot of those. You gotta remember, you're talking to a guy that was told that he is an abomination probably half of the time he was in the service, regardless of being allowed to be there. Uh, and you probably realize that with
I
the face that it gives you.
I think it should be noted with the face that I've seen versus what he sees in my face. Azazel genuinely doesn't look at him like he's like holy.
Yeah, that's nice.
I know it's just the face. So there's no recognition of wrongdoing. I guess is what I'm.
I give a Grox Patty about your thoughts and prayers. And that's not going to get you anywhere either, because words are cheaper than money.
Indeed.
I have something that you can do.
Excellent.
So here's what's going to happen. You three can go to the hat block tonight and stay there and look around if you want to, because you're not staying here. And then you can come back tomorrow and I will tell you what you can do in relation to getting a place of your own. And if I think you can follow those simple orders, then I'll worry about what to do with you.
This is understood. Thank you for your time, of course. I get up and
Yeah,
I proceed
he's
to
not
my-
gonna tell you to leave. He just looks away from you and gets back to something that he feels is more important than your existence is.
Yeah, I began preparing my environmental seal and helmet, getting everything back on as I head for the door.
Yeah. Um, Warren, do you have any parting commentary?
Hmm.
Or are you just more experiencing the situation?
He's contemplating whether or not he should ask Fatal to introduce him to his friend, but right now he doesn't think he's quite worthy. So
You don't think you don't think the unnaved's best friend and longtime confidant is worthy of introducing you to the unnamed?
no, no,
No,
no.
he's not.
Oh, I
He's
see,
not
I
worthy
see, I
of
see, I
it.
He's
see, I
not
see.
worthy of the
Okay, that makes more sense. I was like, this guy's not worthy to be my wingman.
No, no.
Somehow the Ratling's taller than you. I mean, what chance do you have?
No, the railing's shorter.
I got
It's about the same.
No, railings are actually shorter. They're between 3 and 4 feet generally speaking.
Okay, similar size.
Yeah.
You're taller than him.
Oh, this doesn't happen very often for you.
He just says he leaves looking longingly at his
You know
Amazon.
what? You know what? I'm gonna roll and see if the unnamed notices you looking at them.
Hey guys, I mean, if you play cards right, 2 out of 3 of us are going to get lucky in this.
They do not notice you. Jack, as you're like getting ready to put your heat suit back on, bot comes around. Like they they look awkward. I mean, I'm not saying that you bought like a bed or anything, but I mean, I don't get a lot of nights off, and since the name's here, I thought maybe you might want to get some food or something.
That sounds lovely, mademoiselle. I would love to have another conversation with you.
Okay, we will deal with you two going to the hat block, and then we'll come back.
Just like, I'm just beaming and just looking at my man. It's just kind of just like nodding in approval.
So let's get back to the navigation. You two. So, thankfully, this is also in District 4. It's very close. It will not take an hour to get here, but you do need to make a navigation roll to not get lost.
Cool.
Basically.
I'm rocking 40. Do you got higher? No.
So a failure on the test can add time. It's not a matter of not finding it. A failure will lead to a theoretical encounter.
I will let you know how many degrees of failure is success.
Whoa. Yeah.
Okay, so we're looking at 1 degree of failure.
Okay. Let me look at this district because you're in 4. Okay. Let's see if the encounter comes up. Oh, just missed it. You definitely hear some kind of screaming down alleyways and shooting.
For a minute there, I thought the Jets were going to attack us.
It was pretty close.
School boy, gonna get rocked, boy.
But
Okay.
but yeah, you managed to get to the hat block.
I would like it.
All right, get your laughs out.
Laugh out loud for both of us if we saw that.
Yeah, until they start shooting at you.
What would be
Well, not shooting at you. So.
yes.
A real life musical. This has always been my dream.
It's a showmanship. They must be great warriors.
All right, we're good.
Okay. Yeah, you do move around in district. You hear people speaking because there are people on this planet who aren't inherently they're wearing like heavy clothing rather than like a encompassing piece. One thing you hear, because sound carries really well here because it's essentially -60. You hear such a trap. If the Rattlers hear you talking like that, the Queen of Bones is going to tear your face off and have your jawbone for dinner. She's done more for less as you get close to the hat block. So, now, this is not the labor district. It is a hat block very close to the labor district. It's essentially as close to the... actually, it is still in this district. It is just close to District 7, which is the labor district.
I already told you guys, by the way, I have 10 where she was saying.
I mean, you all heard that sentence, so...
Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard it. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You were all there.
we're all there.
All right.
Yeah, it definitely happened in the same room. Bod didn't tell you that. Fatal told you that.
Tweedle us.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
This guy. We're professionals.
So yeah, so you get close to there. So yeah, you see a hat block. As you theoretically remember, hat blocks, the less expensive ones are above ground. The in-ground ones theoretically keep heat better. So this is just where people who work at the almshouse.
I think, like, under the circumstances, since we were given the information of the location, we will kind of narrow down our search by going directly to like where we're supposed to be. Right
Yeah, I
next
mean,
to
this
the-
is Hab 10. Hab 10 is just big.
Now, do we know like which section of Hab 10?
No,
Okay.
no,
So we're gonna ask
you
her.
gotta find that out.
Yeah. Okay. Uh. All right. So I guess I'm going to use my report to start gathering
Yeah.
information.
I mean, you can see rattlers like near the door, and they're like acting as door guards. Like this Hab is under the rattlers' protection, because it's where a bunch of the almshouse workers are. So you see doormen. You do see people coming in and out, but these people apparently are supposed to be there because they can recognize them, so
Yeah.
they let them through. Yeah, I'm not gonna say you walk up, so you can. I'm just telling you. This is what you
I
see.
approached the doorman.
Okay.
Um.
They do subtly move to essentially bar entry.
Ohio. I am.
What's in Ohio?
It is a form of greeting. I am not from here. My apologies. We are visitors from the Crusade effort under Lord Commissar Abel, and we have already spoken to your Lieutenant Fatal and have been given permission to come here and rest for the night, and also to search former quarters of a worker by the name of Cat.
Right, you're the gobknocker.
This is still not them.
I assume some sort of derogative, but we shall not worry about that.
I see. Yes,
It's
we are the
somebody
dog
who
knocker.
knocks their gob around a lot.
A talker. I see.
He is this, yes.
This
Yeah.
is what I am paid for, yes.
People pay you to talk.
I just
Surprisingly, yes.
That's sad.
it's better than fighting, I suppose. Though I do enjoy a good fight. And that was sounded like a threat, and it is not. I assure you we come in peace.
Yeah, they look disinterested about a third into that last sentence. They turn to the other doorman and who like shrugs. It's like, well, I mean, you know what the runner said. They step aside.
I give a polite bow and proceed inward.
Thank you, friends.
You are now in a half block. You can't feel it through the heat suit because the heat suit has its own conditioning, but you can tell by humidity quickly condensing on the outside of your hood that it is at least kind of heated. It's not a quick, so you don't walk into humidity, but like it is building against the freezing that you were
Is
outside.
there any type of temperature gauge on our suits?
I mean, you just know that it's warmer in here than it is out there. You see people with less covering. They're not like walking around in t-shirts and shorts in here.
Gotcha.
Killed by an open door.
I mean,
You do hear the door.
Imperium.
You do hear the door like shut, and it has like that sealing kind of noise. Whether that's particularly good sealing is anybody's guess.
Such as it is. Is there any locals that are currently traveling down the hallways?
I mean, yeah, people live here. It's a half block. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of people in the level.
I'm going to approach one that looks approachable, more approachable.
You can roll. Let's see here. I think this might be like awareness fell.
Like an awareness fellowship in that?
Yeah, awareness if you have advances in it, and then based out of fellowship. You're just trying to see who might look approachable.
I got it.
Okay.
Degree of success.
Yeah. You see. Let me find them. Okay. You see an old woman who looks like she has been ravaged by Orpheus conditions. They like to be in their late 70s. They have very bitter eyes, although you see them as like the only person who seems to be at least even remotely interested in you two. They have red metal spikes for hair, which plays well in the cold weather, but hey, what can we do? Other than that, they look pretty unremarkable, other than like the normal kind of stuff for Orpheus, which is they haven't opened their mouth, but you can suspect they have replaced teeth with metal because that's just what happens on this planet a lot. And their voice is probably going to be wrecked.
So I approach gingerly towards the older woman, give a respectful bow, probably a little bit lower than I've given others in this planet at this point, just because of the whole, you're this old in the Imperium and you deserve some sort of respect and honor kind of motif. And I open up by saying, "Good evening, madam. We are visitors from out of town, and we are looking for a friend of our compatriot, Jacques Duran. This individual lived here for a time, and she went by the name of Cat. She apparently worked in several locations in a small period of time. Would you happen to know where she is? Or where her apartment was?
I don't know. Two strange people walk in here asking sorry, I gotta remember that they have a very bad voice. Two strange people walk in here asking after somebody who may or may not have been here, saying they're with her brother who isn't here. That seems really suspicious.
Indeed, it does.
You know what about like that sounds pretty bad actually.
Yeah,
Yes.
it does.
I assure you, madam, we are Gentile in nature and only wish the best for our friend's sister. It would mean a great deal to us if you were to be of some minor assistance to us.
You can roll a rapport with what's a -10. It'd be worse if it was somebody else, but like, they're everybody in the pyramid is suspicious.
We go ahead and use that fate point
All right.
for a reroll. And if we use a fate point, do we get like +10?
No, it is only a reroll. Then you spend another fate point for the +10 before the roll.
That's kind of what I was asking.
It is point for point.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm gonna go ahead and throw in another point then,
All right.
and save that last fate point for
Probably smart.
whatever, just in case I got it.
All right.
Just a just a
Okay.
success.
Just. But I think she looks at your clergy iconography and takes that as truth enough to trust. You can kind of you've seen people like see that and be like, okay, I guess I should be able to trust them. They look because everybody knows what a weird is and they don't know about that, but they look back at you and you're like,
Cool.
probably all right.
Okay.
Who wears an aquila besides clergymen? I mean, seriously. Well, all right, I guess. But if this comes back on me, I'm not gonna not tell people about you.
This is okay.
For that, you gotta pay.
I understand.
No, I guess you're not gonna pay. She walks off to an elevator. She expects you to follow.
I'm following.
She was hoping for a payout, but it's obviously not gonna happen. So she's just
Well, let's
walking
get to the destination and the solution of this issue first.
So you go this is Hab 10. You go up to floor, let's see. Remember, Habs are like Mega City 1 blocks.
Yeah.
They're big places.
They're a bit massive. Yeah.
You go up to level 72. Mainly because that's one of the few buttons in that range that's working. The elevator is not warm. Although I like the outside of the elevator is, but the elevator does not have heating in it, so it's back to being very cold very quickly. This woman seems to somehow be used to it for long enough to be able to be in the elevator, but she's also 77 and she's lived here her probable whole life. Yeah, so do you try to do anything while the elevator is going, or do you just listen to the very distorted? What's the very common song, "Woman from Cantina" thing? What is it?
One man.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
I think
it's very faint. Like the machine spirit has been doing this for millennia. So they're just tired.
because I'm overly courteous and respectful of my elders, I turn to her and I'm like, dear madam, would you like to use my cloak since it is out in the open?
No,
Okay. I offer.
I didn't say you didn't offer. She just said no. She seems to be existing. Worm, doing anything? You don't have to. I just want to make sure I'm not excluding you.
Into regale her with a tale of me and
All right.
with the that one monster from
Well, we're trying to get her help.
Make
is
you
it?
can make a rapport. You can make a rapport.
This
Get one.
Kusun guy.
42 and so I fail.
Okay. She does not. She seems as interested as the bar people, so not.
As if Worm notices.
Yeah. I mean, the story takes just enough time for the elevator to make its way up as it opens into floor 72.
Yeah, like as the door beams open, I make a little whispering offhanded comment like, the story changes every time.
She moves forward, and like takes you to like there are like large areas of beds, but each of them has like their own little kind of like curtain division sort of deal going on. So you get to a particular curtain division. 73. How about that? You get to mm, you get to curtain 73 and she just like gestures and you see like her fingers. There's definitely some signs of like frostbite. Not from the elevator, but like just existing on this
Yeah.
planet. That's probably partially why she can't feel much anymore. She, like, gestures to that. That's where Cat stayed. Let's see here. Last time I saw her, mm, uh, we were playing Tarataka, which is it's one of the very many names for a common game used with the Imperial Tarot deck. There are a lot of names for it, but Tarataka is some deviation where you think like, "Oh, that's probably that."
Interesting.
But,
Give me good readings.
well, no, she kept getting the same one, which seemed to creep her out. Then I cut the deck and shuffled it, and then she also got the same one, and then she just kinda quit.
Wow. What was the signage?
She does that when she's trying to remember. Let's see here.
You go.
Because I have it. Let's see. I think it was, Tower. Keep trying to make it worse and worse every time I open
You know what?
her
Keep
mouth.
making it worse. Why not?
Tower, Pentacles, 8 of Cups, Death, 9 of Swords, which it's an old. Every planet reads the tarot differently. That's not the common Imperial way, but that is the way the game is read. Because if they use the Imperial way, they'd get in trouble.
Yeah.
Like the church would be like, "No, you can't fuck it. You can't friend and do that. You're in trouble. You can't. How dare you blaspheme the Imperial Tarot,
Being a
buckos?" That's what I said. I said buckos.
buckos. Being a priest, is it possible?
Helga up from Hey Arnold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it possible I might be able to discern through some sort of test what that means?
Worm would have a better chance with some kind of psychic mastery intelligence.
All right. So it's going to drop that down to 4.
It's just not related to will. It's just remembering what tarot reading is.
25.
No. Is there a way for you to possibly do a reroll on that?
Hey, good shot.
Appreciate it.
If you want to use more, you can get a +10.
Yes,
Okay. How much?
I just succeeded.
Okay. Let's see here. The tower is generally for destructive things, sudden foes. Ace of Pentacles is generally considered to be a change of circumstances. 8 of Cups is downturns in situations. Death is change. People misread it a lot by thinking that it means death, but death is not death. It's a metamorphosis. 9 of Swords is overwhelming circumstances, crushing weight of situations.
Bad luck and change.
No, nothing good. Generally, this does not sound as if it was anything good.
And destruction. There's some destruction there.
So that sounds like she was
And
skeptical.
the hell, you got this 3 times in a row?
Well, yeah, she drew it twice, and I was like, well, that's ridiculous because that's a really good hand. So you're obviously cheating. So, I mean, come on, how can you draw a good hand like that? I mean, it's got two faces. That's ridiculous.
It doesn't kind of cheating.
Death and Tower are faces. You uncultured swine. It's a good hand. Anyways, it's also got an ace. That's crazy too. Regardless, I was like, well, screw it. I'll shuffle the deck because I think you're cheating, which she was already kind of like nervous at. And then I shuffled the deck and cut it. And then she drew the same hand. And then she just got it kind of like nervous or scared or something and kind of quit for the evening. And then I never saw her again. Happens.
How very ominous. Wow.
I guess. I just thought she was bad at cards.
Apparently, she's good at cards.
Well,
I guess unless she's cheating.
bad at hiding it. But yeah, I mean, this is where she stayed.
I thank you for your service, kind lady. Unless there is something else that you would like to note. I'm already producing a money bag.
I was gonna-
Giving incentive for
She
her to
definitely-
add more on.
Had more on. She doesn't have anything more to add. She does seem to be expecting a tip like a bellboy.
No, I'm gonna give her 10.
Okay.
Probably much more than I should, but honestly, she was very helpful.
Yeah. Oh, okay. She leaves.
I'm gonna turn to the worm.
All right.
Excuse me, it's the steel worm. You have to say the whole thing if you put the in front of it. Otherwise, it's just worm.
You worked a lot for that title. You got to say the whole thing.
All right, the still worm. I'm just trying to,
Yeah,
because I know, like, the still worm has had a very bad evening. Twice he has regaled them with his amazing majesticness, and twice he was denied the adoration that he deserves. So I'm just trying to make him feel good about himself by using his full title.
make a yeah, senescience is not a skill here. So make a psychic mastery awareness. No, wait, those are two skills. Sorry. Make a psychic mastery perception test for me.
All right. So, yeah. So walls, perceptions. That's going to be 10 less, 12 less. Still succeed by.
It was gonna be -10 just because it's kind of residual at this point. But there is you feel very faint psychic emanation from this like 73 area. Like a psyker did live here.
Priest Azazel, there was a sinker here at some point.
I don't know how much Jack has told.
Slowly motioning towards my.
I don't remember how much Jack has told Azazel or Worm about his sister. And I don't remember Morris explaining it was about the black ships to them rather than you.
Yeah, we were not there when that last.
I don't. Yeah, I didn't think so. So I'm not gonna explain that to them. I'm just saying you feel what you feel.
I become very.
It doesn't feel malefic. It just feels like a psyker.
This isn't like someone about to attack us. Just
There
there
was-
was a presence here or something.
You could tell that he was going for his hand flamer, but then immediately went away from his hand flamer as soon as he said it wasn't malicious.
I mean, may be good to have hand on flamer anyway. Just we are in hand block of a frankly shithole planet.
And indeed, innocence proves nothing. Well, very well.
I mean, I think the pickpocket proved that last session.
I'm nice
I didn't
to an extent.
say you weren't nice. I'm just saying. Yeah. So I mean, I'm not gonna say you open the curtain thing. I'm just telling Worm what he felt.
I think, given the warning that there was a psychic phenomenon.
No, it's just
No phenomenon.
it's just residual. It's just residual. Like psychic was here for a while.
Okay, then I'm on guard, but I haven't drawn my weapons yet. And I passed through the curtain.
Yeah, it's like one of those like you pull it to the side things. I mean, there's no top. It's not like a canopy tent thing. It's just like 4 curtains for some modicum amount of privacy. I guess it's more like a hospital kind of idea with like the moving curtains. But let's see here. Why don't you guys make? We're just gonna see like how many degrees of success you get. There's not a difficulty here. Awareness perception. I mean, you're looking around because there's not an investigation that I remember anymore.
I do not succeed.
Okay.
Oh, your rolls. What is the chance to succeed is that'll be terrible. Much better.
Okay.
So that's going to be 2 degrees.
Okay. You do note that there is some corpse starch in Cat's area. I'm gonna say room. It's not a room, but you know what I'm saying. You do know that there's some corpse starch, but it's been like personally wrapped. It's not like from a package. It's like I don't want to say tissue paper, but it's just wrapped differently than like a factory sealed thing.
Mhm.
Let's see. Hmm.
He's just he's just trying. Yeah, one's contemplating eating it.
Okay.
I mean, he offered me some. I clipped some off and.
All right. All right.
I'm eating today.
So
I'm kinda hungry, it's been a while.
you because you got 2, you also find like a diary, I guess, like a journal sort of. I'm not gonna say you have to make a roll to read it. It is written in like it's not a native language that you know, but like it's handwriting. It's in like native Baguettian, so it's French, more or less.
Therefore, indecipherable.
I mean, like, there's probably bits and pieces, but like, there's not a lot that you can pick up without it being Baghettian.
I mean, I could have a go with linguistics.
Give it a shot. It'll be let's see. It's not a native. It is imperial, but it's not native. So like, I'm gonna say -10.
It's fair. I did not get it.
Neither did I. Didn't roll a 15. What kind of game is this?
I don't know. Ask. Why don't you ask us about that Pathfinder game last night? How about that?
We were not going to get into that tirade.
Anyways,
Rolls were had and insanity ensued.
I don't know if it was insanity. It was certainly a lot of rolls. All right. So you can tell that it is Baghettian because you've seen Jack write in his native tongue, so you know that Jack can read this. But it also makes sense if this is Claudette, Jack's sister. Claudette would write in Baghettian.
I'm going to gesture to Stillworm to pass it to me so I can secure it, or if you want to do it.
Yeah.
Secure it somewhere where it can't be easily damaged.
And that is what is in the hat block. This is where you're theoretically staying for the evening.
Do we have any form of communication towards Jock?
Do you have a microbead?
I think that's one of the things we were given, but we double check.
I don't know. I don't remember.
We do have Vox feeds, yes.
Okay, let's see what the range of a Vox bead is. I guess it's being gear. Gear is not here. Why? Well, that would be useful. I don't know why I thought it would be in the thing. Let's see here.
Just remember, hope is the off.
Shut up, or I'm gonna start throwing out curses.
2 starts on page 143.
143. All right. Well, no, it's not caster. Key, microbead. Here we go. Well, we're just going to go off of microbead. I know technically a box. Oh, microbead, box bead. Blah, 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 blah. Other users in the same channel within a mile. It's much further than a mile.
I mean, I try to hail and realize I'm getting sad.
Yeah. I mean, also, the freezing temperatures are not.
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah, well, it's also, yeah, it's just further than a mile.
I suppose we should get to settled and.
Yeah, so we reversed time partially. We go back to the bar. You out.
This will sort of
Oh.
this will spoon.
Little spoon.
Next.
So yeah, one of the first things that Bot does is she asks you whether Jack is your actual name, your emperor given name.
Yes, Jacques is my actual nickname.
Then can I call you something else?
Sure. What would you like to call?
Oh, I don't know. What's your nickname? What's your, I don't know. Yeah. What for meta question, what was Jack's assassin name? What was their code name?
Oh yeah, code name.
It's not Pepe Le Pew.
Yes.
I knew what you were thinking.
No, I was actually thinking of like different breeds of sharks.
Hmm?
Like different sharks
Oh, yeah.
because of the shark teeth, so they probably call like hammerhead or
Okay. Is it Hammerhead?
I'm trying to think of like what shark.
I mean, Hammerhead, Great White, Tiger, Sand. Carcadons exist.
Carcadons, yes.
Yeah, well, they still exist. So you can be whatever you want. Or you can just make up a breed.
Space sharks.
There aren't space sharks. There are just space whales and squids.
I'll say tiger shark.
Tiger? Okay.
God, that's too easy.
Tiger, shark. Yeah, and
Because
she's like,
There
she
was
like,
a time that I was caught.
you killed people?
Yes.
It's fine. Yeah, I can kind of tell. It's all right. A lot of people here kill people.
Mm.
We'll just go with tiger, because tiger shark's long.
That's fine. That's understood.
I keep trying to tell the unnamed to not do the in front of it, but she refuses to change it at this point.
It's kind of like my other company trait. He is the steel worm, but
No. Is he like an ogre? Is he? She is tapping her head.
no, He's not quite like that. No.
Let's see here.
Yeah, so I think what's fair is that it's the usual kind of like talking to each other thing of like you can ask some why don't you roll a rapport? We'll see how well or awkward this theoretical day goes. She likes you, so we're gonna give you a +10.
Was to
She's at least interested enough to have asked you for a free eating.
okay. That's actually real good. It's okay. So we pour low 30 and we'll be 22.
So it's one
This is,
success level.
I don't know if doubles mean. It's
Doubles means a
two.
crit.
Yeah. So
Okay.
because I mean, if I rolled a
Yeah.
22, right?
If you roll
Yeah.
double digits, you crit,
Okay.
or it's either a critical success or fail, depending upon whether you succeed.
Yeah. So it just gets to this point where you both like go through. Well, I don't know about you both, but Bod definitely goes through like her whole life story. Um,
Yeah.
and you can ask basically like any kind of question you want.
I probably would have asked her like was she born on this planet or is she from this planet or is she
Yeah, I mean, so she's native to this world. She joined the Rattlers at a basically as soon as she could walk around in a directed manner rather than like wander. When she was a kid, she saw the last bartender scalping funds, and she told the old lieutenant, which was not fatal at the time. She told the old lieutenant, who told the Queen of Bones, and then this was later on. She was a kid runner for a while, runner, pickpocket, that kind of thing. By the time she had lost 4 teeth, which is, there's like a progression sort of thing.
Mhm.
By the time she lost 4 teeth, she saw the bartender scalping funds and she ran it up the chain. And then she became the new bartender and she met the Queen of Bones, where they had a meal, which was like the first meat that she had ever had, which she called porcine, but she thought it was really good. What? I know what I said.
Okay.
I've also told you what I told you about the Queen of Bones.
Yep. Yep.
But they kind of like sealed that deal over that. And she's been the bartender ever since. So she's very loyal because she's glad to have not had to be out in the environments. Because like I said, she's only lost 4 teeth, which is really low for somebody her age.
I probably would also ask that because considering the planet's conditions, if she's ever had like dreams of leaving this planet and making life somewhere else.
Is there somewhere else to go?
There's other planets, yeah.
Yeah, you
Well,
just
nicer
you,
ones.
it's nice to have that much money to be able to go wherever you want, but most people don't have that kind of money. The fact that your sister was going to be able to go onto a ship and leave is more money than I think I can imagine.
Just like that.
Even stowing away on a ship costs money. You got to pay people not sell you out.
True.
I don't know what it's like for Baghettian nobles. She's just saying that, not in like a mean way, but like she just assumes if you have that much money lying around to just give her like 200 cares, then you're probably some kind of noble or were.
I kind of get a little chuckle. That's I'm no noble. I'm just
Well, you apparently were good enough at killing people to make money, but
and being
y-
people. I'm also a doctor.
eh. But I get to stay here and be warm and not cold and not be on my back all day. Well, night
Mm, yeah.
or cook. Which brings us to the native cuisine. So there's either a thing called Lou's broth or chowder. Lou's are a mollusk creature that is raised on the planet. They eat nutrients off of bodies, which are then just turned into corpse starch with the remainder of it. But Lou's are like a very meaty kind of mollusk. So they either fry it's kind of like a non-sentient blubber sort of
Mm.
thing. They either fry that, they make a broth and kind of like a soup thing, or they sprinkle corpse starch into it and it becomes like a kind of chowdery sort of texture, which I know that there's a whole big kerfuffle thing about the nature of how common is corpse starch in the Imperium, but to me, it's just makes the most sense that it's the common food along with some kind of native biology. This place also makes corpse starch, so it's got a lot of it. Yeah, I mean, it's like a scalpy kind of
Yeah, it's
texture. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's what it's like. She's having it's chowder, which is probably she says is the better tasting thing, frankly, in her opinion, than broth. So yeah, do you have? You got a crit, so I think you can ask whatever questions you want if you have any other questions
Mm,
about more or less anything that you've encountered so far, at least on Orpheus. I think reasonably, if either of you two have like a question, I'm not going to answer like 15, but
I mean, we asked a lot of questions last session.
yeah. It doesn't mean you can't ask more. I'm not here to hold information. A crit's worthy of being like, okay, do you have any questions reasonably?
Yeah.
Can't think of anything offhand.
Okay. Azazel.
Most.
I'm kind of drawing a blank too. I'll be honest
That's
with you.
okay.
I would just say we did a just pleasantry conversation.
Yeah, yeah. She is very entertained. She invites you upstairs. She at least feels comfortable enough with it. She does request that you do not bite.
I'm
The
sorry.
man's got sharpened
teeth.
teeth.
I make no promises.
Don't worry, I don't have bites.
And, you know, we, again, don't be weird. That man's just got sharp teeth and she's into them.
Yeah.
She just made a simple request. So yeah, so we fade the black on that. We do fade the black on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys, make a, let's see here. What would it be? It's not that.
Just straight toughness.
No, it's not toughness. It's about taste. So I
Mm.
think awareness toughness. I think toughness is the closest thing to constitution. So awareness toughness test. Okay. It's just, I mean, corpse starch is corpse starch. Orpheus is supposed to have the best corpse starch. It's corpse starch. So yeah.
I don't get it.
So, Worm, you have vividly vicious dreams of the portents that have been raging in your mind for some time now, where you are, and I will quote, Worm is battling some unknown foe. The enemy seems to have the upper hand, but cheers from Worm's companions spur him into turning the match around. As he is about to win the match, the crowd's cries turn against Worm, and Miasma enters the arena, turning the crowd into monsters, their cries empowering the enemy into a massive beast. As the beast is about to crush Worm, he awakens. You awaken vomiting,
Whoa.
just violently vomiting,
Small
like
spoon.
bad vomiting. It's hard to tell in the double. Well, we'll get to you. We'll get to you, Azazel.
Someone's covered in vomit. That's
You don't wake up. We'll get to you. Anyways, you vomit. It's dark in the hab. Like they dim the lights for people to sleep.
It's not like
Well,
we're laughing.
Well, we're laughing because earlier was like, would you like?
Yeah, I remember.
A small spoon. He said small spoons. Now,
Sorry.
tell your
Yeah.
back to this.
So, now Zazel, you hear something you haven't heard for a while, years at the very least. I don't remember if you gave a time frame on how long it's been, but you hear this sermon, this just the rote of sermonizing, where it is you hear about rebirth, not from the frozen hole that Orpheus is, but into a paradise that it could become through expulsion of oneself. And when this occurs, when everybody has experienced the dream, they will all be reborn into a verdant paradise. That they will become the thing, not as they were, and not as they will be remembered, but as they are, and as they will be new and whole. And you have not heard this kind of sermon since Matthias. And you have dreams of like your last encounter with Matthias. What kind of wound did you give him? You mentioned the wound, but you didn't mention what kind of wound.
I caught him on a backdraft with my chainsword, and I took his right arm at the elbow.
You see that there is an arm, but is blackened, and decayed, but it still functions. It drips an ichor, blackened color. Not of like the void, but you can just tell it's a sickly black. You see that this ichor is dripping onto a woman. You can only tell through the form that it's a woman, but you can't get any more details about that. And you awaken, also vomiting violently. I need you to both make a willpower. Let me make sure I get the corruption rules right.
Of course.
Well, yeah, actually, it's a very, very violent reaction. It's like if you've ever had to vomit something up from like your deep stomach, not just like
Oh, yeah, no,
surface
it's
level,
yeah.
it's that rough in your system
Yeah.
coming up. It has been in your system and it is no longer being allowed in your system.
Respect.
Now, let me look up corruption really quick because this is worth corruption. 220.
Just crying.
Yeah, no, it's one of the if you've ever been so sick you threw up and just cried, yeah, it's that. I'm not fucking
Yeah, no, it's yeah.
it's horrible. It's if you've ever had if you've ever had lactose intolerance and you trigger like a really violent attack of
Yeah.
it, it's that. It's
Wow.
just bad. It hurts. Corruption, blah 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 blah. Gaining corruption. You can resist with a fortitude or discipline test.
Oh,
So fortitude, I'm gonna just say will because it is fortitude will or discipline will. This is
On a critical success.
we might have a negative or positive.
let me see here. Okay, you will reduce the corruption by your success levels. Let's see here. Let me make sure. I'm gonna say it's 2 moderate exposure because it's inside of you. You didn't touch it. So how many success levels did you get?
4 and crit.
Well, you definitely do not get corruption from this.
I unvomit.
You do
No.
you don't want to do that, otherwise you'll just make the roll again. Only one.
1 success.
You take 1 corruption point.
Kind of visual of that. It's like, oh no, oh no, oh,
That's
Ooh, okay, all right.
what's happening? I don't know.
you feel like you are expelling, but it doesn't feel like it's enough.
Yeah,
Whatever this is stuck with you, and you can only imagine what it might be.
I immediately go to like doing my water purification process, which kind of looks like a derobing followed by pulling out my special kit and utilizing that weird fancy wooden spoon and literally just cleaning myself with purified water, just reciting the litanies in my native tongue.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go back to you. You also have a dream. I mean, you eventually get to sleep. I mean, you do. You eventually get to sleep. You're walking in what seems to be a very strange garden. Certainly painted from some kind of fever dream. There are things moving in the fronds and flora, but what they are, you have no clue. You hear the soft chittering of laughter and bells in the distance. You see someone, a form with their back to you, performing some kind of thing. You hear the distinct shuffling of cards, like just the movement of them. I'm not going to say you walk forward, so that's just what you see initially.
I'll walk toward it.
Okay. As you get closer, you see a spread of tarot cards. Although you are not inherently familiar with them. This is as you approach. You see a spread of cards. You do not recognize uh, at least 3 of these cards.
Okay.
And they just seem to be this isn't fully laid like, they are laying this out as you approach.
Okay. I'm just watching them lay out the cards.
Okay. They're back at the I don't know if you're still
I'm
behind
gonna
them.
try to like kind of like a wide berth, but kind of like walk around to like get a better view of who they are.
Yeah, you see, pale blue forearms, and let me get the further good where are you? There you are. Yeah, I mean, you see what looks not necessarily, their face, but you see what looks like Claude's form, and when they look up at you, you don't you see, like, a blur of their face, but very distinctly, um their black braided hair parts away, their eyes are not fiery. Their eyes are old and blue, and a deeper blue than you've ever known blue could be, and older, and when I say old, I don't mean, like, 100 years old. I don't even mean, like, a few millennia old. I mean older than you can fathom old. The word old, it doesn't encompass these, but it's the only thing you can ascribe to them. Um "Hiya, Jack. How about a game?" And they gesture to at least to sit down at the spread.
Well, we'll start the bonjour and sure. I sit down.
The Hierophant, this Grox, this despot, manifest destiny of the empire and religion and control and spouting the words as fact and absolute divine truth, the whispering snake in their ear, tempered by the Five of Cups, inversed. But there's a deeper pain here. Actual loss of a loved one. The one who got away, the one who could not believe. But maybe it's your loss. Jack, do you miss your sister, or do you even regret the crime that you committed against your Imperium that you're supposed to be loyal to?
I miss my sister. As for the crime, no.
Filthy heretic. You know your god needs those things. Why would you decry your god? You probably don't know that as an Imperial citizen. You have to accept things as they are if you want to move forward. You never know what's going to be at the end of the rainbow, after all. The Five of Discs. Left out here in the dark, in the cold, the warm glow is inviting their faith and love, and left you wandering the streets of the poor and suffering. Frost, of course. Each of you see what was just a memory, now the impression, but the memory is important to know what you think of what was and what can be as the defrost comes. It's quite a few things, but once it melts, what's left behind, it's just the same problem that it was, although now you can see it differently based on what you remembered. Your memory isn't true, but it gives you different perspective. That's the plan, really. It's got a lot of hidden behind it, but it's all going to come back eventually. The Hound, or a group of them, led forth into the darkness without knowing what you were after. You've got to let go of that kind of thinking and just crawl around in the dirt to get something into your teeth and hold on to it for dear life. And the horizon, both there and your hardships will bring enlightenment if you can work through them. There's a coming of dawn to the darkness, although what each of you see as darkness is not inherently the same thing.
All right. It's a weird game, but I think I'm understanding a little bit of what you're saying.
It's life, Jack. Life's a weird kind of game.
I have heard that saying, life is a game.
Yeah, that's why I said it. Come on. You've got to have a question or two.
Uh, Honestly, just a bit creeped out, but
I get that a lot. You'd be surprised.
uh, wait, what is all this? I know I am dreaming, right? This is not.
Yes and no. Sort of. You're conscious enough. That's what's called lucid dreaming. You can move around. You actually have control. In a way, you're thinking you have control, and that inherently gives your metaphysical consciousness a bit of control.
All right. Who are you?
Ah, there we go. That's an important question. What is my name? I have a lot of names. I think if I told you more than half of them, they'd either shatter your mind or shatter the reality that you exist in. But you can call me the Alley Man. That's the most common parlance this side of the millennium.
And mention his name. Have I ever heard that name before?
You can roll a lore minus 20.
Minus 20.
Well, it's pretty esoteric.
Yeah. You.
Okay. Yeah, you've never heard it.
Yeah, not even close. A better name than my nickname, so
Nah,
that's off
I
the
don't
bat.
know. Tiger's not that bad.
Yeah. I mean, is there a reason for me for this?
For you, for this. You caused this. This is your fault. All of this is your fault.
Could you?
I mentioned the crime you committed against your empire.
So me saving my sister's no.
Saving? Your sister's right here, Jack. Your sister was in such desperate trouble that she called out for help, and I happened to hear, and now I'm here.
So you have my sister.
That's that's a bit of a qualification. Have is I didn't take her. She's still around.
And where is she?
Well, it's irrelevant to the point. If I told you, you wouldn't be able to have a journey of discovery and find her. Suffice to say, she's currently protected from forces above my current level, not in terms of power, just above the level of where I generally live.
Okay. Appreciate the protection.
Mm.
You must want something.
Want? I'm just curious as to what you're going to do. Like I said, this is all your fault. Your sister wouldn't be here without you. She'd be on a black ship heading back to Terra and probably getting horrifically tortured,
I
or
didn't know.
already dead, or burned herself out, or gotten psychic cancer.
Sounds terrible. Why would
Yeah.
I want that for her?
Well, because it's her duty, right? She's an imperial citizen. She's an untrained psyker. She's a danger to herself and everybody around her.
So her skin turning blue made her a psyker?
No, she was a psyker. You numbskull. That's why she was going to get hunted by the ships. Why else would you have taken her away if you didn't think she was a psyker? You just throw her on another planet without knowing?
Kind of. We panicked. She turned blue and we panicked.
Yes, well, that can happen on awakenings. Sometimes the energies of the warp will change you. But yeah, skin turning blue is probably a mutation they'd burn you for. You'd be lucky to make it to Terra.
Well, then I saved her life, right?
It's certainly delayed things. She's certainly in danger now.
Yeah,
And so's technically the whole planet.
how does it affect the whole planet?
Well, that's a long story, but suffice to say, your sister being here has triggered something very old and it started moving again.
Okay, I just need to get her off planet then.
Sure. If you want to commit more crimes, sure. I'm not saying no, Jack. I'm just telling you what's happening. Or may happen, or might happen, or won't happen. That's the nature of things, you know. It's all facets.
But seems situation's a lot more complicated than I thought.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's life. Always more complicated than you think. There's always a lot more interchanging itself. Which they have a deck in front of them and they're like shuffling it around, but it's making more noise than should be contained within the physical embodiment of the number of cards that are in there that you can see. I don't know, Jack. Honestly, I was just curious. I like humans. Humans are interesting. Humans have a lot more power over their fate than any other species in the galaxy. You know? It's difficult to explain, but the pointy ears, they're too worried about it. They can't change things the way that are necessary. And creations, the big ones, they're already set. That's the problem. Orcs, and none of the other ones are smart enough to do anything about what they're in the middle of anyways. Humans just jump into stuff. They think that they don't have any control, and because of that, they have a lot of control. You gotta remember, there's a fate weaver, but fate itself is different. So I'm curious. I'm curious as to what's gonna happen with you and your dearly beloved sister, and whether you might be able to save her and the planet, and heck, maybe this sector. But that's a while down the line. You have like half a decade for that.
Man, I'm not even 20 yet. It's like,
Well, that's really unfortunate, buddy. But that's life. Comes at you fast.
yeah, life in the Imperium. Woo! Everyone's so happy.
Nobody said you had to stay here. You could have gone south. Nobody was stopping you from getting outside of Imperial bounds. You could have gone with your sister. You could have protected her yourself. But no, you wanted to stay.
We were teenage. We were young. All right. I did not. We panicked.
Or
What?
you are young.
Yes, I'm young.
Yes,
Make stupid decisions.
that's very true. But that's why I like humans. They're young. Come on, Jack. You've got questions. You've just got to coax them out of you.
The only things I can think of is like, where must I go in order to secure a future where everything is saved? My sister, me, the planet, apparently in the sector too.
That's what you're gonna find out, Jack, buddy. And they put their hands on your shoulders. You find this line because I want to make sure I say it. They hand you a deck of cards. Keep it. Check it from time to time. You never know what's going to come up. But remember, Jack, everything floats up. It doesn't matter if all the lights in the sky are diamonds, because from down here, you can't see anything. And they like get closer and closer around your neck, and they're moving. They say it more and more menacingly as like right as their nose is about to touch yours. Yeah, they say, right, turn left, and you wake up as you begin retching.
So 1, 3,
You do not need to make a corruption roll. And we will investigate further as to what has just happened to all three of you in the next episode.
That was fun. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. As always, if you like what we do, support us. If not, that's cool too. Thanks for the journey, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.